What if I'm going through all of this fucking bullshit? What if this is why I'm alive? I'm going through all this bullshit and the universe knows I can handle it and the universe knows I'm going to come out of it. And then the universe knows I'm going to write these fucking songs. This makes me want to cry. This universe knows I'm going to write these fucking songs about what I've been through. And then maybe 10 people hear it, maybe 100 people hear it, maybe 1,000 people hear it that need to hear it, that we're going to do some dumb shit, that we're going to relapse, that we're going to kill themselves, that we're going to fucking whatever. Maybe they weren't going to do dumb shit. Maybe they just need to hear it to feel better, to feel happier, to snap out of whatever they were in. You look good. I'm jealous.
He always looks good.
You're all, you're in Italy just rolling with fucking celebs and eating fucking cheese and bread. And I don't know if you actually, you don't eat cheese or bread. Never mind.
I don't eat cheese or bread, bro.
You don't eat
wish,
cheese or
man.
bread. Yeah. What I'd be doing.
Man. Yeah. What the fuck you been up to, bro? You been surfing?
Playing Assassin's Creed and surfing.
How's the new game? How is it?
I was like, okay, dude, Ghost of Tsushima is like 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10, right? I don't know if this is going to be bad. And I fucking love it. What you're looking at is the garden that I designed. So not only do you get to play in feudal Japan and kill guys in the Assassin's Creed, they have this full Sims, like your compound where you get to just build Japanese gardens. And I've done that. I've put in more hours to building my fucking hideout than I have the whole game. It's so sick.
Oh my
it's good.
gosh.
It's good. People are hating on it, and I don't. This is Assassin's Creed Shadows. It just came out. It's feudal Japan. Everybody was, oh, this is woke, because Yasuke is a black samurai. But that's a factual.
Yeah, but that's a great.
Yasuke is
in it. Wow.
But that's like an actual historical figure.
No.
You fucking twats. Like you don't get
Agreed.
it. Like
I did a video on him, man.
Agreed.
On
I'm like,
have you seen the series on Netflix?
Yeah, it's fire.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, so people were trying to say, oh, it's woke because you play a girl and you play a black guy. And I'm like, dude, you're hating just to hate.
So bad. Tomo goes in and all in. Yeah,
so
dude.
sick.
No, Yasuke's a real story.
The gameplay is great. It looks beautiful. I'm having a blast. I think it's the best Assassin's Creed I've played for a while, since probably like Valhalla.
Jared, my question to you is, did you play Death Stranding?
No.
What?
Bro. I know, dude. I know. I'm getting around to it. But I just heard it was like you're like a FedEx guy on acid, and it's the weirdest thing
coolest video game I've ever played.
What is it?
I played it through.
I'm gonna get around to it.
I'm almost through the second time.
I'm gonna get around to it.
Mind-boggling, bro.
Are you really a UPS guy on acid? That's really what it is.
No, but you're like in this futurist. It's first off,
it's like Paperboy.
It's like Hideo Kojima is like the most legendary video game producer ever. That's like the equivalent of like Quentin Tarantino or Martin Scorsese, right? Jared?
Yeah, Miyazaki, like Ghibli, like Ghibli, whatever.
Yeah,
he's the Metal Gear Solid guy.
A genius master.
Okay. Wait, isn't he the Metal? He's the Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Right?
It's Metal Gear Solid. That's right. And now he started his own company, and the first game he put out was this game that called Death Stranding that completely defies just any expectations. It doesn't even make sense. It's post-apocalyptic. You're a delivery guy. You're delivering shit in the mountains, and you got you're walking, you're trudging. You're like, that sounds like the worst game I've ever played, but it is the coolest.
Delivering packages through the mountains.
You're delivering packages.
And the guy that plays him is the dude from Walking Dead and
Daryl.
Boondock Saints.
Yeah.
Cool.
And are you guys PS PlayStation guys? Xbox,
I got them all.
Jared's a gamer, man.
I got them all.
But I'm a gamer too. But Jared's more of a gamer than me.
Yeah, I like Xbox just because the interface seems less cold. But like, there's so many good games on PS. I will not. The whole Ford, Chevy, PS, Xbox. I don't fucking care. Where's the good game? I'll play it on that.
Yeah.
Got
console.
it.
Yeah, and so there's this guy Hideo Kojima came out with this game Death Stranding, and the new one's about to drop. And anybody out there, Jesse, you got to watch it. They just put out the trailer. Did you see the trailer yet for Death Stranding 2, Jared?
No, there's a 2.
Yes, 2
How
is
could it get
dropping
any
on,
weirder?
It's dropping on June 26th, and it looks 10 times weirder and 10 times cooler. It's
I like
gonna
weird.
be so badass. It's so badass. So
Of course you like it.
yes. Anything super, super, super weird and psychedelic, I'm in, man. So so Jared is a gamer, but I mean, I would think being in a band, you know, you're lead singer for Dirty Heads, that it lends itself, that lifestyle lends itself to a lot of downtime and needing to play games, right?
I love movies and I love long single player video games. Like there is a lot of downtime on the road. It's usually the summertime, so I'm outside a lot, but when there is some downtime, I can play games, I can watch movies. Especially I can't go to sleep after the show, so say I get off stage at 11, I'm fucking pinged, dude, until like 3 in the morning, right?
I can imagine.
And we're just sitting on the tour bus getting to the next place, right? So yeah, I'll game or watch movies, but just growing up gaming, and I think just being like, I hate to say it, but like being a creative or being a creative kid and like always wanting to create and like build these little worlds that I get to build in like these 3-minute songs. You know, there's something that I connect with that's special to me when you're immersing yourself in a book, a movie, or a video game where you're just like, or even a talked story, like a spoken story, right? I was at my kid's school. She goes to a Waldorf school, and they did her half birthday celebration because she wasn't going to be there in the summer. And I didn't know what it was going to be like. And the teacher told this story about how, Knox was in the clouds in the land of stars and moons and sun. And there's this guardian of the rainbow bridge, like very Valhalla Thor. And then, she wants to find a family. So she talks to the guardian of the rainbow bridge, and she goes across this rainbow bridge and finds this family. And I was like, the kids were like fidgeting and picking their nose. And I was just like locked in. I was like, this is the coolest fucking story I've ever heard. Like,
who's the bad guy?
I'm going to just, I was like, I'm just going to tell Knox this is all true because it tracks more for me than any other religions. This is cool as shit,
I love
like
that.
the source is like, oh, you're floating up around in the source of consciousness, and you're like, I want to go give Earth a try. And the guardian of the source is like, are you really? And then you're like, yeah, let's do it. He's like, okay, you're gonna have to open up that rainbow bridge and close it behind you, and I'll see you when you're done. And I was just like, all this shit was going in my mind, and all the 6-year-olds were just like, ooh, she's wearing a fairy dress and a fucking crown or whatever, But like just that, like, it had been so long since I've sat in a circle or around a campfire and heard somebody tell a story, and it just like tapped in to like what we've been doing as humans for so fucking long. So I think there's like a really large, place in my heart, and just like my soul gravitates towards that when I think about how I can build worlds basically in 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes if it's a longer song. You know what I'm saying? So I get to kind of compact it, which is cool.
Absolutely.
Who are some of your favorite like storytelling songwriters? I was just listening to a couple Jack Black like songs like Dead Letter, and listen to him in the Raconteurs, and it's like, wow, he really embraces that.
Okay.
Jack White.
For a second.
What did I say? Jack Black.
Jack
Black probably tells great stories.
It definitely does.
He's probably got the
different
best stories.
Yeah, so Jack White with the Raconteurs, and it's and that, so much of what he does is based on the old Delta blues and telling the song, like Robert Johnson telling the story of meeting the devil at the crossroads. For you, who are some of your favorite like storytelling songwriters?
There is one album that I feel like you will fucking love. And if you are a sci-fi nerd, if you are a fantasy nerd, if you are a fan of Lord of the Rings, if you are a fan of the Renaissance fair, any medieval Game of Thrones type of shit, the band The Decemberists did a concept album called Hazards of Love.
Awesome.
I've never heard of it.
Super
bro.
awesome.
we
Super
were
awesome.
in, and it's old. We were in the van. We were in the tour bus. We weren't big. We were traveling the United States in a van with like 10 guys, and the drives were long. We didn't have a bus driver. We had to drive every night, and every night it was my turn. Whoever was up there with me, I would make them listen to this album. I listened to it almost every night. It is a literal fantasy story, an entire album of like this
So the
very
guy turns into a
benevolent,
deer.
yeah,
Like
this very benevolent like forest mother, that like the queen of the forest has this son that kind of, is a fawn, but he can turn into a human, and he meets a princess and he fucking bangs the princess, and she gets pregnant, and
But
then the
it's
like
metal.
kind of evil like forest mother gets mad and like steals her, and like,
Yeah.
and the fucking the vocabulary he's using is old timey words and
It's
fucking,
awesome.
yeah, just like there's all, bro, there's like he's talking about like herbs that get poisoned, and then there's God, what's his name? It's not the wraith. It's such a good word for like a shitty guy. Um, then there's a bad guy that she sends out to like find him. It's like literally listening to a Lord of
It's
the
cool.
Rings side quest movie,
And the music,
yeah,
the
the
music is
Rake.
great. The
Oh,
rake.
fire.
Yes.
That's the thing is, not only is it like the lyrics and the storytelling is so immersive that you're just locked in, and every time you listen to it, you figure more things out and you get deeper, because the shit he is using like old timey fucking vocabulary. We're like, I
Yeah.
don't know what that is. So you kind of figure shit out more and more, and it's just like, not only is it so immersive and so well done, the songs and the music and the melodies by themselves, if you didn't know what they were like talking about, fire. Like, I have favorite songs, doesn't care about what part of this, what part of the fucking story it's in. And I don't want to blow the ending, but it's really cool. Like,
Oh, I can't wait.
Decemberists, Hazards of Love, when
Highly
it comes to
recommended.
storytelling, in my opinion, for a concept album, which I haven't listened to a lot, I don't know if there's that many out there that are great. It's the GOAT. It's 10 out of 10. Yeah.
Wow. I'm gonna check that out. That
You're
sounds
gonna love it.
awesome.
You're gonna fucking love it.
That sounds awesome. And Jesse, you
Yeah.
liked it?
Oh, it's very good. It's very good. And there's moments where it's like magical, and then there's moments where it's like rocking as fuck. Like it's very, very good. Very
Yeah,
good.
it's not all just
Ugh.
like folky mandolins and shit. Like,
Yeah.
the music's good.
That's
It's
so
standalone.
dope, man.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
Dope. So are you trying, when you're writing songs, are you trying to tell a story? Is that like kind of a name? Or is that always what it is?
Not always. So I also am a firm believer, and I get into a lot of discussions. I don't want to say arguments, but like a lot of discussions with different producers. I'm very passionate about having songs that mean absolutely fucking nothing, and that feel good, and that are fun, and it has been proven. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Beastie Boys. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. The Beastie Boys aren't saying shit. They're just saying funny shit. And the
I
song
think that's
fucking
so
feels
much.
good. And it's
so
cool.
much
And you're
music
like,
is that.
yeah. And you're like, oh, great. This is cool. Like, I can just listen to it. It sounds cool. There's a couple bars in there, whatever. Right. But then I feel like it is just as important. It's just where you want to go. So if the music to me feels like you get a feeling where you're like, or if I have something to say, I have a concept. I'm going to write this song about a story. We had Island Glow, a really popular song, organically grew from our last album. I'm going to write this like funny pirate song. It's a hip hop song, but it's about these two pirates, and one steals the gold, and one guy's crazy on an island and he goes get the gold. It's a whole story. It's fucking so fun. Stories always work. Lay Me Down was a story. That was one of our top songs of all time. Vacation is basically a story about like where I was, how things are. There's another End of the World. We have multiple stories, but I got to be in the mode to be like, okay, I want to write a story. Sometimes shit happens where we hear the song and you hear the music and the antenna's up and shit's just coming, and you're like, no, this music's too fun. I just want to talk shit. I just want to try and make Duddy laugh, or my friends laugh, or my fans be like, oh, that's just a fun song. There's good punchlines. There's good metaphors. There's good cadences and melodies, and it just is a feel good thing where I can just kind of like enjoy it. And there's other times. So I don't think there's this argument where it's like, what's better, lyrics, or what's more important, lyrics, melody, a story, not a story, because stories, they do usually always work. You can connect on them on a personal level as a human, right? They're going to work. But you can't really, when you get a great song, it's all of those things put together, whether it's a story or not. I think lyrics are extremely important. I also think melody is important. People that think melody is important and lyrics aren't important are fucking crazy to me.
And what about groove?
Well, yeah,
that's super important too.
Yeah,
it's all
it's
important.
just like
it's all important.
Everything kind of has to, and then a lot of, I've heard Pharrell talk about it. I've heard just guys, there's the GOATs and just so successful. You could get too close to things and try and make them perfect or whatever, but like it's got to be mixed this way, or we got to fix that drum sound or the vocals off or blah 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 blah. Yeah, you might, because you're so trained to do that, but does it actually just feel good the way it is? And if everybody says yes, just
that's it.
Leave it.
That's it.
Does it feel good? Because we fucked
that.
up songs before. We've taken songs that felt really good, demos, right? We did there, and it kind of sounds like a demo. It's a little rough, and it just has a feel, and you're like, God, this is so good. Then we've gone in and touched it up and doctored it and made everything pretty tight and kind of perfect, and you're like, what? It lost. It
loses
lost all
its magic. Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, well, fuck. Let's go back to the demo, and you just go back to the demo.
Yeah, the demo-itis, you know what I mean? Like sometimes the demo, I feel as though, like, especially with vocals, sometimes, is that
this is crazy.
Is that sometimes you hit the character, like like when you're doing a tune and whatever it is that you're talking about as the lyrics, there's to me it's like a movie. It's like a movie, and like each song is a movie, and like the character that you're playing in that song. Sometimes the demo, you nail the fucking character. And it might not have been the perfect performance, and it might not have been through the right microphone, and it might not have been whatever, but the character is there. And to me, that is so much more important than everything else, because that's what the audience, that's what the people that listen to it respond to. That's what people connect to.
We had the exact same conversation, or we were told that same thing by, in my opinion, like one of the most successful producers out there. We did an album with Dave Cobb. He does Chris Stapleton. He does all these country acts. The guy's got Grammys coming out of his fucking asshole, right? He's got tons of them. And he didn't want us cutting vocals at home or cutting demo vocals, because he is adamant about the first take. He's like, your first take, well, you will never have a better take than your first 1, 2, or 3, and it's usually the first one. Whether you think it's perfect or not, and whether it is perfect or not, especially if you're at home, because you won't be thinking about it. You won't be in the studio. There won't be a bunch of guys in the control booth. You'll just be chilling, cutting this thing in it, and you'll get out of your own way. And so he would only allow us to do like 3 takes. I thought, man, I can do it better. He's like, yeah, but that's just you wanting to sing it better. Yeah. And maybe have pitch better or this better, but he's like, it's not going to feel any better. And now that I've kind of like taken that advice, it's usually pretty spot on. It's usually like your first take that are the best, especially if you are in an environment that you're comfortable, or you're cutting a demo and you're not really thinking about it. And that's why he was like, dude, don't cut demo vocals. I don't want you to cut demo vocals, because we're just going to end up using them. And then the ones that we did cut demo vocals, oh, sorry, man, I just wanted to get it down. He's like, we're using these. I'll make them sound how I want them to sound. Because he's like, you're not going to get a blues one. And I believe it, Yeah.
That's so heavy. Yeah, one of my favorite songs is by Sunhouse. It's an old blues recording. And he's just clapping. There's no instrumentation. It sounds like he's in a bathroom, and singing John
Which he probably is.
Yeah, it probably is. And it was like, that's perfection,
That's so funny. I've been listening.
Production kills it. Go ahead.
I've been listening to Sunhouse, and one, is that not the fucking coolest name for any
Super
artist
cool name.
of all
Super.
time? I'm like, what is this? I'm like,
dude,
Sun.
right?
I want to steal it and be like, my new project's called Sun House, and people are like, what? Like,
I know.
ooh, I might make a song called Sun House.
It'd be
Good
so
lyric.
dope. It's
That's a good
so
lyric.
great,
Yeah, he's got
right?
a great. But I've been listening to him a lot. Yeah, and all that shit. And that's why people love all that shit. But there's a time and a place for overproduction and great production, and depends on the
Yeah.
music and
It's
whatever.
all.
Just
Are you
I even
finding
like
the
the old
emotion?
Delta blues when it's like out of tune and it's like hard to
That's my
listen to, but
favorite.
it's so much emotion. It's like, man,
But that's
it's
all it
exactly what
is.
you're saying.
That's
yeah.
all it is. It's just what does it take to convey the emotion that song is supposed to convey? And sometimes, like you just said, Jared, it's overproduction. Sometimes we need to, drop a piano, from the top of the roof and record it with a Neumann and, and send it back and reamp it. And, sometimes you got to do that. And sometimes
Yeah.
it's just you're in a bathroom clapping your hands and stomping your
Yeah.
feet and
Yeah.
you catch the emotion. And that's it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of bands that, like, look how many bands have gone back to analog just to try and get those sounds. I think the album from the Black Keys Brothers, there's a couple really good storytelling songs on that album. I think that
It's a good
album's a no
album.
skip.
I
It's a good
I
love
album.
mean,
Black
those
Keys.
guys are like, and they want that sound. And
Yeah,
I
they
want
were
them to
specifically
have that
for
sound.
that. Their first
Yeah.
album to me was that they recorded all by themselves
Mhm.
with shitty equipment. I heard one of them talking about how to get a Leslie effect because they didn't have any money. They had no money. The record company
Yeah.
gave them zero money to record. They just said, if you give it to us, we'll put it out, but we're not giving you any money. They took a microphone on the cable and swung it around to replicate a Leslie's.
That's funny.
It's actually kind of sick.
Right? That's
Yeah.
what that first album. I love that first album over there.
Yeah, they're great.
Mm-hmm. So cool. So what have you guys been? I guess you're gearing up for summer, huh?
No, so this is fucking sick. You're gonna love this. This is our first year that we are not doing a bus tour in the summer. We are taking a break. We're doing like one festival a month, maybe 2 or 3 festivals every couple months. We're only doing fly dates. We're going to be home in the summer in our hometown, in our houses for the first time in 22 years.
Congratulations.
I haven't been home to have like beach days and go surf in the summer
Oh, which
for
is the
22
best.
years. And I did, I
Yeah.
didn't even realize it. Like we had a beach day the other day and I was like, I felt like not as much, but like when I had my kid, I was like, oh, there was a piece of me missing that I didn't know was missing. I got back to like my first beach day that I've had, and we've had some, but like all the boys were there. It was sunny. It was nice. I was like, oh my God, dude, this was my whole life growing up. This is what I did. And then I just stopped it for 22 years.
Where do you
like
live, Jared?
I live in Costa Mesa, but basically Huntington Beach, Huntington Beach, Newport area. And yeah, my soul was just like, oh, buddy, you needed this. All the guys, it's not that we needed a break from touring. It's just that it seemed like we'd been doing the same thing, which is fucking dope. I love going out and touring for 3 months in the summer. And that's like my big chunk of work for the year, but also we're recording a new album right now. So it'll give us a lot of time to record the album and be home with our families after 20 years and like enjoy some vacations, enjoy the beach and just being home and doing cool festivals and then not saturating the market from a business standpoint. Some fans will be like, fuck, this is our annual thing. My family goes to Dirty Heads concerts every summer. I understand that. I love that. We will be back, but to just take a break, it will seem a little bit more exciting. And I think it will be better for everybody next year when we go out with a new album and we, took a fucking break. No, it's not necessarily a break, but just we're not doing the normal touring that we would
We're
do.
all about breaks over here, man. We talk about this shit all the time. You can't charge forever and ever and ever. You got to stop sometimes.
I
It's
think
hard.
I think
Scary.
like there's a time and a place for grind and hustle culture, depending on what you want to do. But like if that is your identity, if I'm like if and the
trouble.
fact that it's like kind of the identity of our society is fucking wild. There's 8 billion hairless primates that can talk walking around on a fucking rock floating through the universe, and we've all just been like, wait, if you don't want to work a 9 to 5 every day for fucking 50 years, you're dumb. It's like we used to just wake up and fucking fuck and then eat berries and then catch fish and then sleep and then be like, okay, who's gonna stay up so we don't get eaten by bears? And that was our day.
Oh wait,
And
let's
we're
fuck
like,
again.
yeah, let's fuck all the time. And we're like, we're not that far away in the grand scheme of time from
Yeah.
those hunter and gatherers. So like when I meet people that are like unmotivated and they're like, I can't find what my purpose is, I can't do this, and then they're depressed, and I'm just like, hey man, I'm on team. You don't have to do that. You might not be that person, and you were never supposed to be that person, because humans, we're really like, what I've read or whatever, that we're only supposed to be in little pods of like 150, 200 people, just kind of, you know, that's what we used to do. Just chill in the forest. You didn't really have much to do. You had some shit to do. And then smarter people made civilization. And I'm glad we're here and it's fucking cool. And I want to see AI take over and then I can be as lazy as I want and whatever. I'm just saying, you can't say there's one way to do
No.
to
Anything.
live your life to 8 billion people. There's not one way to have a relationship. There's not one way to educate your kids. And if you feel wrong having to do the grind and hustle culture, that's okay. That's fine. Go just try and figure out a way to hack the matrix to where you can go, you know, fish and pick berries all day if that's what you want to fucking do. I don't know.
Yeah, we
You know what I'm
talk
saying?
about that all the time, man.
We,
where
we
it's
gotta
like,
we gotta stop hating on people that don't want to grind and hustle and be the fucking CEO dude on Instagram telling you to buy his course.
I will say this, you know, that I think one of Jesse, probably will be hard to relate, but uh, being the one thing that surfing has taught me is, and I've always said this, is that you realize humans have a capacity for joy. Let's call it a 10, right? When you're a surfer and you just wake up on the beach, right, Jared, and you see firing waves and you're with your friends, you're at 10. And so you realize, oh my God, you look around and what you really realize is everything else is kind of bullshit. Everything else except that experience. Am I right, Jared?
I agree.
And you don't need, I mean, I'm not a surfer, but I can understand how, like, you don't need a lot to get that experience. You know what I mean? You buy it, you buy a surfboard and you go to the beach. And,
You
know,
need just time.
That's it.
Mhm. Yeah, I preach this all the time. Everybody, you know, I was going through, we did the podcast where I was going through a rough patch, mental health, fucking plant medicine, just trying to fucking heal and do all this shit. So I was talking to a lot of people, and it was funny because when you would go see a therapist or a doctor, something about depression, you know, there's like a checklist that they'll talk to you about. And some of my friends are like, man, I'm depressed. Maybe I'm gonna go see a therapist or maybe get on some meds or whatever. I'm like, yeah, maybe that's fine. Everybody's got their own path, but like, listen, maybe you need to start surfing. And they're like, what? Like, if you go in, like, if you go into a doctor and say you're depressed, they're going to say, well, do you go out in nature? Do you see your friends? Do you exercise? Do you get sunlight? Do you meditate? Have you ever done cold water therapy? You know, that is surfing every day before 10 a.m. You see your homies. You meditate in the water when you're just waiting for when you see a dolphin and you're like, fucking dolphins. I've been seeing dolphins for 43 years. And every time I'm like, oh, and I paddle over and I get so fucking excited. Like it's the first time I've seen dolphins. And then you're exercising, you're getting away from everything. You know, you're waking up early, you're getting in cold water. I love warm water, but you know, there's just so many benefits. That's why it's like, my wife will put me on surfing timeouts. I'll be like, Eggy. And she'll be like, go surf. And I'll come back from surfing and I'll be like, hey, what's up? How are the kids? You want me to do whatever you
I
want?
love that.
You know, I'll buy
Love
you
that.
the new fucking stuffy, you know? So there's just like, but also like life is gonna suck, right? And like, Nick, you're gonna agree, like you have to have suffering to have that 10, right? So it's like, if you woke up every day and the waves were perfect and you were sitting on a beach and like that would, like I feel like that capacity of joy, or like it would, I don't ever want things to become not special because you have so much of it. You know, that's why I think like billionaires and multimillionaires, they get a little weird because you can have anything you want whenever you want. Nothing becomes special anymore.
Yeah, well,
You
yeah,
know, like
sure.
I thought about this the other day. I'm a grown man. I'm in a successful band. I go to sushi like I'm a sushi snob, right? So it's like, no, we're going to sushi. We're going to this good spot. We're going to this good spot. I don't think twice about going to sushi. I remember when I was 12 and my parents were like, we're going to sushi. It was fucking on. We were like, what? I'm going to fucking sushi tonight. It's huge, you know, but now that
Yeah.
it's just such a, yeah, we'll go get sushi. Oh, that's not a good place. We're going to this omakase place. It's $250 a person. Fucking, you're not doing that. You know, like,
Yeah.
what? And so it's like, I feel like we have this capacity of joy, but, and not to say that I'm fond of suffering, but you can also, like, jujitsu can suck.
You
Working
need
out
stuff to
can
look forward
suck.
to. You need stuff to look
You
forward
know,
to.
you kind of got to do shit that sucks, but you can do things that suck that are still good for you to you know, to have the 10 joy. And life in general, I think, will throw you some 0, you know, 10 suffering, whether you like it or not. And then that's just a
It's
lesson,
inevitable,
you know?
right? It's inevitable.
I've come to the point now where I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I think it's kind of, I didn't used to believe in fate, but, or like, I don't know if I believed in a path that the universe has, not maybe perfectly to say like everything is going to be like this, everything's going to happen, blah, 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 but maybe just like a direction. And now I'm completely believe that there is something bigger than me that will blatantly show me signs to be like, this is the path that
You're
you
not on
should
it.
follow, and you're not on it, or when you are on
Mm.
it, and you know, and then sometimes I've asked, like, man, I need a fucking sign. It's been like boom, 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 boom. I'm like, oh, you know, and that's when you
As
get
soon
into
as you
shit. When
ask, the answers
it's
come.
so it like hilariously,
Yeah.
like some shit
Yeah.
has happened where I'm like, oh, this is getting silly. Do we live in a simulation? Did my fucking
Exactly.
the guy that's playing me just go, okay, this is gonna be funny. I'm gonna fucking really make it obviously this time, you know? I don't know.
No doubt. So Jesse, Jared and I used to train together like every day at the private Ruka gym. And so Jared would train Muay Thai
Okay.
and I would be doing jujitsu, and then we'd ice bath and sauna like every day, ever. And that's where all of our friends who were UFC fighters, from Rafael Dos Anjos to Chito Vera to, you know, all of them, you know, BJ Penn, they all train there. So Jared's also a martial arts guy,
Awesome. Awesome.
but
I'm
but
trying.
on the more painful side, on the Muay Thai side.
For sure. Definitely more
Well,
painful.
I mean, that's actually why I started leaning into it more. When I was doing jujitsu, I think I had the wrong school, but when I was doing jujitsu, it came really naturally to me. And I was like, oh my God, this is really fun. The coach was kind of like, man, we can make you a killer. And I was like, cool. I was so scared of sparring, and I was so fucking scared of just literally, I'm going to go into Ruka and fucking fight a guy that's better than me and get punched. That's where I knew I was like, that's where I need to go. I need to go lean into that because it's scary to me. And then once that becomes a little bit more comfortable, and it did, and my knees were kind of like at the end of, like, I was doing jujitsu for a couple years, my fucking half a meniscus kept like locking up, and I always get anxiety because if I have blow a knee out, then my tour is fucked, right?
Yeah.
And like surprisingly, I wasn't getting as hurt doing Muay Thai as I was doing jujitsu with just my knee, but then
Interesting.
my shoulder started getting fucked up from hitting the heavy bag and the mitts and all that shit. So it's like, which one? So now I'm like, I want to go. I'm probably going to go back to jujitsu. There's a place right by my house, Praia, that just opened. Tiago's
Nice.
cool to coach. He's a Dirty Heads fan. My 3-year-old's in there. Like,
Awesome.
Yeah, now,
love it.
yeah.
Dude, he loves it. He's, I want to wrestle. They do like little gymnastic stuff, and he won't do it. He hates it. All he wants to do is double legs, double leg, double leg. It's all he says all day. Double leg. And I'll be in the grocery store and he'll be like, double leg. And he'll come grab me. And I'm like, yes.
I
love that.
This is all I
So
want, you know?
awesome, man. That's
So I'll wait for
awesome.
Nick to come home so that we can roll. The Rotolo brothers have been
Absolutely.
like, they've invited me. I'm not like name dropping, but I see them. They're great kids, but they're like, come roll with us. I'm like,
out with us at Ruka every day. So
I
you know,
don't
or
want
they
to.
were in there.
Yeah,
I know, right?
I want to roll with you guys. They're the nicest guys ever, but I really, I do think I'm gonna start rolling again because I can't really box with my shoulders You know, I got a rotator cuff tear, I got a labrum tear, I got arthritis, I got all this shit in my shoulders,
had
and
the
it started
surgery,
happening for
man.
boxing. Yeah, weren't you saying your shoulders got fucked up once you started boxing more too? You know,
Well,
Nick?
I had a surgery
Yeah, mine
from
did.
doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
He had
I had the
surgery from
rotator cuff repair.
I'm gonna juice it up.
We're getting
Just
older, man. It's just I'm just recovering from a knee injury, so it's part of
yeah,
it.
I don't care. I'm not gonna stop.
Speak.
You wanna know
I'm
what it
gonna
is?
name.
It's
What?
because we do cool shit. It's because we
Yeah,
do
That's
cool
right.
shit.
That's
I don't
right.
care. I don't
People
care.
are
I'll keep going.
crazy.
I'll be as hurt as what. As long as I do
I
cool
know.
shit, I don't give a fuck.
That's all I care about, man. I'm like, man, I just want to charge. And you know what? Last night was the first night in like 5 weeks that I sparred hard, like 6 rounds, kids, brown belt, black belt only, and I felt so good afterwards. And I was like, I'll never stop. And it's crazy. People that do martial arts, you're like, there's an element of like where you're kind of a psycho because
definitely.
we're always like, you should do it. You should do it. Like, or telling people about Muay Thai. Muay Thai is the most painful fucking thing in the world. And
But that's why I like it.
Anybody that does it is crazy. They're
sure.
crazy.
Yeah.
You're crazy.
But I mean,
It's
you
like-
got to do something, man, because like otherwise, that energy is going to go to bad places.
Exactly. Well, that's what I
For
say
me.
too. For me,
No, for
too.
me. Yeah. I agree, dude.
I know.
Idle
I
hands,
wonder-
man.
I wonder if everyone is like that. I was thinking about that yesterday.
lot,
I was
I
like,
think.
is there like a percentage of us who, male and female, who just have this intense, like aggro energy that if we don't get it out, it goes bad? That's me.
I think so. Yes, I think so. Like I said, human beings are so fucking nuanced that it's not everybody.
Yeah.
There's
It's not everyone,
There's a
yeah.
lot. There's a lot of people, but there are certain people that need it and certain people that don't. And I know the people that don't, and they're very happy. And I'm like, man, I would
I
go
envy
fucking
them.
nuts. Yeah,
It's
I know.
So I was just finishing up some writing, and you and I were texting, Jared, and I was telling you I was reusing some of the part from our podcast where you were talking about the Iboga. It's been a few years, and tell us a little bit about your experience on that. Jesse hasn't heard about it, so tell us.
Is
It's
great.
the most fascinating story ever.
No, this is great because I went back and I did it again. And usually the
shit.
shaman
Oh.
is not too keen on, they're like one and done, right? I'm not talking shit on ayahuasca. I'm not an expert. I don't know enough. I've just heard that, ayahuasca, you can go and you can do it and you can do it over and you can do it over and you can do it over and you can do it. And then you're just a snake eating its tail. And, the woman that does the Iboga women's retreat, she used to do ayahuasca all the time. She's got a giant ayahuasca plant tattoo. She had done it like 20 times and she had did Iboga once and was like, oh, I'm done. She needed Iboga one time. It's not, as like psychedelic where you're like, I gotta decipher all these things. It's very like, you right now, what you're living, you only live once. Let's fix you. Don't worry about the afterlife. Don't worry about other dimensions. Don't worry about intergalactic beings. Don't worry about the fucking breaking through and the whole. It's just like, let's figure your shit out. So long story, let me try and make it short. I was in like this I was sober for 10 years and then had this like early midlife crisis. Life took a shit on me in every possible way that it could. Started using again, wanted to get out of it. And this is like one of those, like it's such an intelligent, plant medicine has such an intelligence to it and its own consciousness. I believe that 100%, that a complete stranger did Iboga and asked the medicine while you were in it, is there anybody that I need to reach out to? And the medicine said, Jared Watson. And he was like, Jared Watson of the Dirty Heads? I don't even know that guy. Like, how would I get a hold of that person? And he was like, the medicine just said, you got to get a hold of him. So he sent an email to a friend of a friend of a friend that knew me. I'm sitting on the end of my bed, basically crying, not knowing what to do, going, I don't know what to do. Do I go to therapy? Do I check myself into a rehab? I'm lost. And my phone pings, ding, you got a new email. And I'm asking, what do I do? And the email is, hey, buddy, this, one of my friends, Christian, hey, I got an email from this guy. He sounds kind of crazy, but here's the email. And the guy's like, hey, I'm not crazy. I did this plant medicine, because I was going through this, that, and this, which was exactly what I was going through. And the medicine told me that I needed to reach out to you. I don't know why. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I look up Iboga. I call the fucking shaman. I talk to the shaman. I give him my thing. He's like, let's go. I go in, I get my ass kicked, exorcism, fucking gnarliest thing I've ever done. 7 days of just absolute fucking torture. Fixed a lot of shit, healed a lot of shit, found out a lot of shit that I'd repressed. It was just the hardest thing I've ever done in my life by far, beyond any physical pain, emotional pain, anything like that. This was 10 times as hard, and I was like, it was insane. It was good for a while, and think I kind of like veered off the path, but was still doing pretty good. Like still sort of like something's up. I had my second kid, and I think that kind of, oh, I want to be better. There's still some shit maybe I didn't take care of. So I went like kind of hard in the paint on some plant medicine because it just was calling to me, but it was more exploratory. I did Bufo. Bufo kicked my ass. It was fucking crazy. I did, psilocybin ceremony, and then I was like, okay, I don't know if those plant medicines are definitely for me. I'm gonna hit up the shaman and see if I can do another Iboga ceremony. And I went back and I was clean and sober and doing pretty good. And the medicine was so much different. It was challenging but enjoyable. It was even funny. It was
Mm.
cracking jokes. I still had this
So the first
anxiety.
time, tell them how gnarly it was the first time.
The first time was like 1,000 little construction workers with jackhammers just chiseling out all of this black, gunky, disgusting, your flaws, the shit you hate about yourself, just all your goop and just the shit. I don't even know how to explain it.
With
And it's
physical pain or just
all physical
psychological?
pain. I would know both. And then it showed me the depths of giant universes of evil and like how evil is just evil. And I was people pleasing, and I was coping. Well, basically it did like 40 years of therapy. I'd never found this out in therapy because I had repressed like a lot of my childhood. So in my childhood, I didn't feel safe because some shit was going on, and I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel loved. I was basically taught to hate who I was naturally, like in the nature of me. And Iboga is all about just nature. Nature is everything, whether it comes to literally outside nature or the nature of who you are. I fought that because I was real sensitive, creative, sensitive, easy to cry, easy to laugh, wanted to fucking paint, wanted to dance, wanted to pick flowers with my mom, all that shit, right? That shit's not cool with blue collar pops. And it's not like it beat the shit out of me or whatever, but my brother and his friends and like a lot of other people were like, you fucking faggot, you pussy. I'm 5. All this shit where it's like, okay, so who I am is bad.
Yeah.
So was taught that I'm bad. So basically, fight or flight gets switched
Subconsciously,
on.
subconsciously.
Yeah. I had no idea, but so the way I cope is obviously, why do you think I'm in a band? I wanted attention. I wanted people to love me. I wasn't getting it at home. I didn't feel safe. So I come up with all these crazy coping mechanisms, little white lies, getting people to like me, all this shit. It was basically showing me that like that shit's evil and it's bad and it's toxic, and you just been filling your body up with that shit for like 38 years or whatever, and it like rips it out and it shows it to you. And it was rough, and it was just deep and hard and basically an exorcism. I came out of it feeling very light. Everything was great. I still had something came out. I still had anxiety, so I wanted to go back. I couldn't figure it out. The plant medicine was like, hey, I said, why do I still have anxiety after doing all this work and all this healing and all this shit and all blah, and this little yellow cowboy, like cartoon cowboy, your eyes are closed, you got the mask on. He's walking on the like little fucking walkway of this little wooden fucking, you know, cowboy shop. He turns to me and he double fingers and he just goes, you. And I was like, what? He's like, you're, basically then the telepathy comes in. It's like, you are giving yourself anxiety. You are stuck in this thing. You don't have anxiety. It's all you. It's internal. You're freaking out. I'm like, what the fuck? It's just me. It's the way I've been, raised and all this stuff. And like, as soon as I got out of that, I was going to Indonesia on a surf trip, like 2 weeks after. And I got to Indonesia and was feeling pretty good. And like something finally clicked. And Iboga stays with you for a while. And I was still trying to like control things. And this big message of, when things are good, I hold on to them, and I want to hold on to them so tight, and I'm going to crush them like mice and men, where I'm just going to kill that little rabbit or whatever. I'm just like, it's so much energy to hold on to these good times. And I only want good times. I only want that joy of 10 all day, every day. I want to be happy. What's wrong with me? I just want to be happy all day, every day. And then when things are bad, I fight as hard as I can to fix it, to get rid of it. Why I can't be in this. I can't feel this way. I can't have anxiety. I can't have depression. I'm not allowed to have all these feelings. I don't want to fucking do this. So I fight and I fight and I fight. That's exhausting. So whether life was going good or bad, I was expending so much fucking energy. And this like download came to me of just like, let go. Just stop. Like, the universe is one. You've kicked my ass. I don't have the energy to give a fuck anymore. Right? Life is going to be what life is going to be. If I can control it, I'll do my best. If I can't, I won't. I fucking had this overwhelming feeling of just depression, anxiety, like times 1,000. And I think it was the medicine being like, come on, here we go. Like, you're going to so I walked to the front of the boat, and I just walked, and I didn't even dive. I just fell in.
You're in Indonesia?
In Indonesia. And my buddies are like, you all right? I'm like, yeah. I just need a second. I'm like, I'm freaking out. And I just walked off the end of the boat, and I just fucking
How
flopped
long
into the water.
after Ibogaine was this? After doing your second Ibogaine?
Ibogaine's different. So there's Iboga and there's Ibogaine. Ibogaine is, they use it a lot to get people off air. It's synthesized Iboga, I think.
Okay.
Iboga is just the root. Like, it's literally the ground up root. It tastes like sawdust. They're taking the root, they're chopping it up, they're spoon feeding you this raw natural plant. Ibogaine, I think, is a synthesized version of that they'll put you under, get heroin addicts off. It still does. I think it's still really helpful for a lot of people. But
how long after the Iboga?
About 2 weeks. About 2 weeks. Yeah.
So this is a really interesting thing that I had to learn, was like, the trip lasts for months, in the sense you're integrating this in. What happens during the trip is only one part of it, and maybe the smallest part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I'll finish that story, and I'll get to the biggest message. So I fall in the water, I swim down, and I'm in the middle of the fucking ocean in Indonesia, in the Mentawais, like, and I just start screaming, and I was just fucking screaming as loud as I could underwater. And I was just like, I'm going to let it die. I'm going to let everything die. Everything can just fucking die. I also saw another, my friend sent me a video that like 2 or 3 days before of like, I'd said, man, I got to some points where I was like, do I want to fucking kill myself? Do I want to commit suicide? These are scary thoughts. He sent me this video of this guy, the survivor of suicide. And he said, you don't want to die. Your physical body doesn't want to die. There's something inside of you that needs to die, and you got to let it die. And that hit me pretty hard. So like, when that other download came, I jumped in the water, and I fucking said, fuck it. I'm going to let everything fucking die. And I'm just going to let go of control. I'm not going to try and control things. When good times are here, cool. That's great. They're going to be here, and they're going to be gone. And when bad times are here, they're okay. They'll go away, whatever. And a switch, boom. I haven't had anxiety. I haven't had depression. Zero. Normal. If you got a show coming up, your kid's sick at school, you're late, blah, 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 like, that's normal shit. It's not, but I was living with chronic depression, chronic anxiety, where it was like at an 11, right? And since that epiphany, or that whatever message that the medicine gave me, it's been great. And the
how long ago was that?
That was in June of last year. Yeah.
It's a long time.
And like the 8 hours of tripping on Iboga this time, Nick, were so fun. Like,
yeah. So tell us about that. So you get there. You take
Yeah, I
the
get there. I do it again, and now he's like, "How you feeling?"
explain
And
to
I'm like,
people like how it starts. Like explain the process. So
"So
are you on
one,
a
so
cot or
you lay down like on a little bed that he'll set up for you, and you sit around a circle, and he tells you the story of Iboga, and he does his rituals, and then you take your first spoonful, and then when you start feeling it, you can't move. Like
what does
you
it
got
taste like when you taste it?
it's dirt, just like sawdust, just like fucking dirt. You're like, oh, it's hard to get you drink it with water. They have to like physically kind of walk you to the bathroom to take a piss and put you down because you're out. You couldn't run around. You're fucking out. You got your face mask on. And then they play this Bwiti music, which the Bwiti music, I would go look it up on Spotify or Apple, wherever. Just look up Bwiti, Bwiti. It's fucking dang, 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 fucking, it's crazy. There's no time signature. There's nothing. It's just a bunch of motherfuckers in Africa just partying, wild shit. It's nuts. But there's this instrument, like their version of this like mouth guitar thing, and it's just like drilling. They say it's a technology to get the medicine to work, and it really is. It's so wild, and you have to listen to it for 8 hours that it just fucking jumbles everything up and just like shakes everything loose, right? And you're like, the first time I was like, turn this fucking music off. Everybody in the room was like, we have to take a break, and he's like, no. The second time I was like, fuck yeah, like I fucking love this shit, And then it was the crazy thing. What the really fun stuff was, he was like, hey, do you remember what the room looks like? And I was like, that you're laying in now? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, just open your eyes real quick. So I opened my eyes real quick, and he's like, you look at a room? All right, I'll close my eyes. And he goes, now picture the room. I literally felt like my eyeballs went out of my eyelids and I could see the room perfectly. And I watched him get out of his fucking seat and walk over and stand in front of me. And when I opened my eyes, he was standing in front of me. And I was like, what the fuck? And he goes, trip, right? I go, yeah, it's a trip. So then he goes behind me and I close my eyes again. And he's like, playing games. Where's my finger at? And I'm like, it's right above my, like, in between my eyes. And I open my eyes and his finger's right there. Where's my hand at? I go, your hand's right there. Open my eyes, hand's right there. Like fun shit like that, where I'm like, this is nuts. And then I started going deeper into like my physical body, and I could start seeing like little white blood cells and what my white blood cells looked like in my eyelids, and all like it was just a different experience, and so much more enjoyable, and so much
How does it
more like, yeah, go
how
ahead.
does it come on? So when you take it, how long does it take
Probably like
before you
30 minutes where you're like, oh, I think I need to lay down. You're a little dizzy, a little like heavy, and then you can see visuals or you can't see visuals. You don't shit, you don't puke. And
I was just gonna
sometimes,
ask that.
yeah, no, there's no purging, nothing like that. And like you can see visuals and sometimes you can't. And my visuals were like really humorous, and when I asked it questions, it was very, like just very straightforward, very black and white. It's not like when you do DMT and you're like, where I'm in a different dimension. These entities are conscious. What the fuck am I doing here? This is wild. Do you have messages for me? Do you not? Iboga is like, hey, bud, this is your fucking problem. This is how you fix it. This is what we're going to do. You're on your way. And that's the getting to what the crazy thing was, is the galactic DMV is what I call it, is when I did psilocybin, the message was, you shouldn't use plant medicine anymore because you're using it in the wrong way. We're not going to cure you, and you want us to just cure you. I did Bufo, same thing. I did DMT, same thing. Then I did
what
Iboga,
happened
and
with the bufo?
I don't even
I'm
know. I did Bufo, and like these giant red petals just turned me into a ball and shook me up, and I thought I was gonna die, and I was screaming what the fuck at the top of my
I hate
lungs.
that.
Like it was
I don't want
insane. It was the scariest thing I've ever done. It like, basically showed me my anxiety and turned me into my anxiety and like timed it by 1,000,000. And this sounds terrible. And then everything just like opened up and was just like yellow and white. And it was just like pure love. And I'm fucking bawling my eyes out and I'm hugging myself. I'm laying on the ground. I'm all of the, eh, letting go of a lot of shit. Like, that was fucking heavy. I don't know if I'll do that again. No visuals, no nothing. But at the end of that, the Bufo was kind of like, hey man, we're not gonna cure you. Like, We're just showing you what's up. And then when I did Iboga, it was like, hey, it was very blatant. Iboga was like, hey, no more plant medicine. You're done. You're done. You're done with us. Like
Bufo's the frog?
it's the DMT5-MeO.
The frog?
Yeah, it was basically like I psilocybin told me what happened, and Bufo told me what happened, and we all got together, and you're fucking done. Like, we can't help you anymore because you're not using it in the right way. You want us to cure you. We're not going to fucking cure you. Plant medicine's not going to cure you. It's going to show you all the shit you need to see, and it might show you a path that you should get on. And if you stay on that, you're your own healer. And that's crazy because those messages were from every medicine. You're your own healer. We're not going to fucking cure you. And that's when I was like, I won't even microdose now. I'm like, I'm done. I'm sober as sober can be. And I swear to God, it's more psychedelic than any goddamn drug I've ever done. Just being like super sober. I'm like, this shit's wild as fuck. You know? Life is crazy.
So how did, like, during the experience after it came on and you were like peaking during the Iboga, what happened? What was it that gave you like that message during the actual ceremony? Did that happen during the ceremony, or did it happen after?
Yeah. I was more just asking it questions like, how do I fix this? What do I do? Da, da, da. And it was just like, everything was just self-love. Like, you only have you. Like, it was like, it's funny because it was kind of saying like, fuck your wife, fuck your mom, fuck your dad, fuck your brother, fuck your friends, fuck your band, fuck everybody, right? That you can love them, they can love you, that's cool. None of them matter. None of that matters. Nothing matters other you have you and you. That's it. That's all you'll ever have. You have one life. It is a blessing and a gift to be here. The future is fucking pointless. The past is fucking pointless. If you don't love yourself, you will just stick in the suffering that you're in, and like every part about you. And then, the first time it showed me all the bad parts about me. So that was kind of gone. And then some of it was just like weird, like astral projection ancestor stuff. Cause I was kind of asking about like where I come from. I know I'm Irish and this, and there was just big Irish cliffs and like, it was just kind of trippy. It was a lot more mellow, it was a lot more mellow. We even like, it kind of took me to Africa and showed me like, I didn't know what the plant looked like, and it was showing me the plant, and it was showing me like the Bwiti tribe, and it was showing me like what they do in these ceremonies. And I was like, wow, this is just kind of trippy. And then so when it got done and I Googled the fucking Iboga plant, I was like, wow, that's the plant that I saw in my visions, because I'm always kind of skeptical. And then the white blood cell thing was really like interesting to me, and like looking and getting deeper. I was like, well, that means just making shit up or what I've seen in books. But there's this book called like the serpent ladder. It's a really old book, like 1950s or 40s, where guys used to just like explore the jungle, like, yeah, I'm gonna get an adventure team and go down and see what's going on in the Amazon. And like they would go down there, and it got a little bit better. And this guy, he saw these drawings and these paintings from these shamans, and they were human DNA strands, and they were white blood cells, but kind of interpreted in their way. And he's like, how do you know, so later on, and then in the 70s or 80s or something, they found these, and I don't know, I'm kind of butchering it, but they correlated it. They would ask them, like, how do you know what these are? How do you know what that looks like? It took us with microscopes and technology, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, the medicine. I just look inside and the medicine shows me all the way down to my DNA, all the way. And you can believe it or not, but like, I'm
turn inward.
You turn inward, but I'm like pretty like, oh, that shit's woo woo. I've always been skeptical, until it happens, and I was like, ooh,
yeah,
whoa.
I can't.
So how
really
did that insight affect you? What did you take away from that as you experienced that?
I just, like I said earlier, the big one was like, I didn't know that I didn't have a lot of self-love for myself. I didn't really know what it was, and switching off that fight or flight, like trusting in myself, trusting in my decisions. I could buy a new couch before. I'd buy a new couch and be like, I should have bought the other couch. I order something at dinner. Oh, I should have like, fuck, dude, trust your decisions, trust your
Yeah.
word, don't fucking lie. Like just all these like kind of really simple things that you do to honor yourself. But I was just so concerned about everybody else and them accepting me and me being accepted and all this other fucking shit that where now it's like, I say no when I want to say no. I don't need to explain. I love myself. I'm the fucking shit. I'm a great friend. I'm a great partner. I'm a great musician, songwriter, all that shit. I could never say those things about myself before. I'm sensitive as fuck. I'll cry. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. I'm not threatened by anybody anymore. I don't care. And I'm a masochist as fuck. Like I'm saying, like Muay Thai. Oh, it hurts. I want to do it. Oh, I have this frog poison that's going to make you fucking throw up and purge. Oh, let me try it. I like challenging myself. Right. So I think the medicine knew that like I kind of had to get my ass kicked to learn these lessons. It's
On
not
that
always
first
like
one,
that
yeah.
on that
Yeah.
first one. Yeah. So just the whole thing was just going back to self-love. And it's so funny because it's really simple. And I see things, whether it's from, Christian perspective, I found God and it was all about self-love, or, psychedelics. Oh, I did psychedelics. It's all about self-love. Like you really do only have yourself, and you need to be your best friend, and you need to have your back. And like that. And I just think it makes things a little bit easier. And there's one story that the shaman was telling us about when he was training. He went to Africa for 10 years to 10 years or something like that to live with the tribe when he got initiated. And the main shaman was teaching these other guys. And he was like, what do you think happens when you die? And all these guys were like, I think we're all energy, and you go back up to energy, and the energy can't be created or destroyed. So we become, I think you go to heaven, or I think all these really deep fucking answers, right? And the shaman goes, well, I know. And they go, what? And he goes, I know the answer to this question. And they go, oh my God. And everybody leans in and he goes, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Nobody knows. Doesn't matter. You're alive right now. This moment is the
Yeah.
only thing that matters. You don't know, so don't worry about it. Like that's the Bwiti tribe, like in a nutshell. And I love that because usually psychedelic shit is so well-being and so deciphering and blah, blah. They're like, no, dude. It's almost like the older brother of psychedelics was like, hey, quit being a pussy and enjoy life. You're so lucky to be alive. Like you're so fucking lucky to be alive. We don't know shit. We don't know what happens after you die. So don't worry about it until you die. And I was I was like, this is so funny. Cause if you went to some other retreats or something, there'd be, something maybe different set. Like, you don't know. Nobody knows. So don't fucking worry about it. And that's
when people
just letting
start
go.
talking about the future, it's like I've had that insight too, where it's like there is the only place where anything is alive is right now.
Yeah.
Nothing, the moment it becomes the past, everything dies. There's nothing alive in the past, right?
Yeah.
And nothing lives in the future. Ever.
No. It is so fucking simple, but so hard to actually practice, And I think plant medicine for me really helped me do that and realize it. And like, I don't think therapists will want me to say this, but like, it's like the art of not giving a shit. Like, I just don't give a shit anymore. Like, does it really fucking matter? Why am I worrying about this? Can I control it? Can I do anything about it? No. Okay, I'm not going to worry about it. Is it fake because I'm worried about a podcast coming up tomorrow? Well, that's not even real yet. I know nothing. I don't know what's going to happen on the spot. So I'm not going to fucking worry about it. Oh, I got a concert in 3 weeks. I used to worry about a concert that I have in 3 weeks. I'm going to worry about a concert in 3 weeks. I'll worry about it the 5 seconds before I go on stage if something is wrong. I couldn't have done that without plant medicine. But I'm not going to use it ever again.
I think of it like the reason, like when I talk with people or teaching meditation or whatever it is, I love using, go ahead.
Sorry, I hate to cut you off. It's the worst.
No,
you can finish,
I was just gonna say that I love like the concept in talking about we're in a simulation or we're in a dream to try and break people of the conditioning that they have to where they always have expectations. They need to control things. Things are this is the way things have to be. It's like we have to do everything. And if it's psychedelics, then you got to do psychedelics. You got to go in a cave for 30 years. You got to figure something out to break so you can be free. When you're free, you're happy. When you're not free, you're not happy. It's that simple.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just accepting. It's accepting being happy and accepting when you're not happy, you know? But I don't ever want to preach like plant medicine saved my life.
No, I
Plant
don't either.
medicine's the
Yeah.
answer. Plant medicine's this. Like it literally told me like, dude, we're not the answer. We're not going to cure you. Like it's on earth for a reason, for sure. It's conscious. I don't care what anybody wants to say or whatever. It has an intelligence. It has a consciousness. It taps us into something else that we don't know, that we can't see, whatever. Right. But you don't need to do it to have what happened to me and come to these realizations and actually being able to implement them and clean out my dirty fucking house and get it clean and nice and healthy and happy and kind of rewire my brain. You can do it with TMS, transcranial magnetic stimulation. That works for a lot of people. You could do it with meditation. You could do it with fucking
Breath work.
breath work. Like you don't
Yeah.
have to go out and trip your balls off and get exercised and go to hell and come back. I just think the type of person that I am, I have to do that shit just because that's just who I am. So like I'm not preaching that this is the way to go, because like you said, you could do it through meditation, you could do it through breath work, you could do it through a lot of other things, just reading and
I think you need to be called to it,
self-affirmations.
is what I think.
Yeah. And I've never been called to ayahuasca. I've never been called to some other plant medicines. Like I felt it in my I follow my gut. And when DMT had called to me, Bufo had called to me, psilocybin never called to me, but I tried it. It was very cool. It was nice. It was a nice experience. It's just so psychedelic. It's just so psychedelic that I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what the meaning, and maybe it's not a meaning. I'm just tripping fucking balls. Iboga, it will tell you. It is a hold my beer. You lay down, hold my beer. I will take it from here. You may not like it, but we're gonna get to the bottom of everything. So it worked for me. That works for me.
It sounds like your expectations of this is something I've really been thinking about a lot about lately also, is that, for me, what I've come to the realization is that anger is really the result of having an unrealistic expectation for the way things should be. And so, right? And so is anxiety.
That's a great way of putting
it's
it.
the same
Yeah.
thing. It's like if the world isn't behaving the way that I expect it to. And what does that cause? It causes me to be resentful, angry, anxious. It's all about expectations. So you were able to get rid of your expectations for the way things should be, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like I said earlier, you're so right. I was fucking genius, but it's it takes energy to do all of that. It takes energy to be angry, to have expectations, to have resentment. Those are all very consuming, energetic emotions, So it's like, it's all just for me about it. Where am I going to put my energy? Because you live once, you don't got a lot of it. And where are you going to put it? You're just going to, I waste it. My tank of energy of caring about things became empty because life had just fucking, as on paper, as great as my life was with the band and my wife and everything, like I was in my own way wasting all this fucking energy trying to control everything, and it's just so fucking, I had no more. So it's like, I just gave up, and that's how I got there. I just gave up. I just said, fuck it. Some people get there with enlightenment, breathwork, meditation, because I was just like, okay, you won. You've won. The universe has won, the world has won, but it didn't win. It won the fight when it didn't even want to fight me. I was fighting it. It wasn't fighting me. I just wasn't listening,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so are there tricks that you use when you notice yourself starting to get anxious again? That you say, okay, catching yourself, what are the things that you do? Because I think anxiety is a massive issue in our culture, even with men, tough guys. No one's immune from it, man. Nobody.
I agree. I think it's the way that Western civilization just operates. It's nuts.
You know what I think is a major issue with anxiety is people saying I have anxiety as if having anxiety is like a disease. You know what I mean? Like Like, I think that's a huge issue. And then it becomes like this thing that you carry. Like, I have anxiety. Yeah, I mean, I have a good friend of ours who's involved in our
Your
company.
mic, Jesse, hold on. Your mic is
It's
Oh
still
yeah,
low.
you have the room mic. Yeah.
Huh.
but so Jesse was saying that he is that he thinks that people say I have anxiety. So go on. What were you going to say, Jeremy?
Yeah, it's almost an identity. It's a disease. It's the
Yeah.
you know you've been and that is something that I came out of it with. It was that I was giving myself anxiety by telling myself that I had anxiety and like I have chronic anxiety. I have this thing,
I
blah blah,
have.
and it and it's like I fucked up my brain. I did a lot of drugs. I drank a lot. It could be it could just be a hardware thing. Also, I learned that also like it might not be your trauma if you were molested, if you were abused, if you were like, if you do a fucking bunch of drugs and a bunch of booze for a really long time,
Yeah.
you might be a great person, but you just fucked up your hardware and you need to fix your hardware, and you can fix your hardware. It doesn't always have to be about these internal things, right? But that's what I did. And that's what I realized. It's the snake eating its tail. I would wake up every day and go, okay, where's my anxiety? There it is. Okay, I have anxiety. Now this is who I am as a motherfucking person. Like, no. And the trick that I do is when I get anxiety, I go, this will go away.
That's
I've come
right
to the
there.
realization of just going like, all right, I'm going to let this happen like I let good things happen. When I'm sitting on a fucking beach day with my kids and I just surfed and my homies are there and I'm like, man, I'm just enjoying this. I'm not going to try and hold on to it. I'm just going to let this day be. And if the day becomes shitty, if the clouds come, it gets fucking whatever, that's fine. I do the same thing with suffering. Suffering comes and I go, I've been here. I've been here. I've been here before and I know what it's like on the other side of it and it's going to pass. It's not going to be like this forever. What can I do? Do I want to do anything? Do I want to kind of feel this and just live in this and try and learn something? Or do I want to go fucking crush at the gym? Do I want to go hit the fucking bag? Do I want to go fight? Do I want to go spar? Do I want to go do something fun? There's ways that you can snap out of it, right? And sometimes just by me going, this is where I'm at right now. And I might feel like this for a week. Okay.
And you feel like you feel like you've gotten better at that as time has gone on?
Yeah. I mean, yes, 100%. And I think I've been to the bottom a couple times, and I think when you've been to like your bottom, it's a lot easier.
Yeah, sure.
To kind of be like, well, I've been to the motherfucking depths, and this is nothing compared to it, But I think it is the biggest thing, and it's always so simple. Is just me going,
this will pass.
Okay. This is it. This is it. What it is for now. I have a good reason to feel this way. And if I have anxiety and I don't have a reason to have anxiety, then it's probably a hardware thing. How much caffeine did I drink yesterday?
Yeah.
Did I drink my water? Did I eat my calories after I did a leg day yesterday, but I ate once?
Tim Ferriss talks about that.
Like I didn't know. So I have a psychiatrist and he's fucking genius. He believes in plant medicine. He believes in psychedelics. He does ketamine therapy, he does psilocybin therapy, but this is where this hardware thing that I learned from. He's like, bro, all my skinny, lean fucking patients, you guys don't eat enough and your brain's not getting enough calories. And I'm like, your brain needs calories? He's like, you burn calories sitting on your couch, your brain, right? So once I started upping my calories, my happiness went way higher. So sometimes I'm like, why do I woke up and I feel shitty today? Okay, why? Did I drink my water? Did I go to the gym? And did I eat my calories? And it's as easy as those fucking things when your grandma's like, you need to eat some more. You need to drink your water. But like, it's that fucking shit works. My brain needs it. My fish oils, my things, staying on top of shit like that. Sometimes it has nothing to do with my childhood or this or that, So when I wake up and I have anxiety or I don't feel good or whatever, that's when I do something. That's when I go hit it like extra hard at the gym or, go do some stuff that's fun or go surf or something like that. But if there's things happening in my life that I can't necessarily control, that life is just throwing at me where you're like, fuck, we didn't want to put ourselves in this situation. This isn't a cause and effect. Just a shitty thing happened and I'm having anxiety about it, or this is hard, or I'm worried and like this might make me sad or whatever. Okay. I should feel this way right now. And it's okay to feel this way right now. and I'm not going to feel this way forever.
You're
Before
not
it was like,
running from it or pushing
no,
it
I'm not
away.
running from
You're
it.
just
Yeah,
like,
and
I'm just gonna let it
It's
because
just a
it's gonna
wave.
pass.
It's just
yeah,
a
it
wave.
sucks. It fucking sucks, and it's cool. Shit that
You
sucks
know
is
one
cool.
of the Yeah, you know what? I love the idea of just letting go because it's so true. These things, Jesse and I have talked about that a bunch. It's just these things will pass, and you're gonna have shitty times. But one of the things it's funny from a hardware issue, one of the things that I've noticed lately, and it's so obvious. The more screen time I have, the more fucking I notice a rising agitation in my body.
Without a doubt.
Just what the fuck? But we
Without a
use it to
doubt.
cope with uncomfortable energy in our body. We go to it and it feeds this thing, man.
But even beyond that, like even like the management of relationships via the phone, you know what I mean? Like so much of your human relationships, whether it's romantic, family, friendship, business, it's all being managed through this little fucking box. And it's just a constant of like, it's like one part of it is entertainment and content and blah, blah, blah. The other part of it is like you're arguing with somebody, you're telling somebody you love them. It's just too too much. It's way too much. It's way too much.
Yeah, it is
we're
too
not
much.
we're not really supposed to be. Like I said, I don't think we're there yet.
No,
but
man, we're
I don't
drinking
know.
from the fire hose on that motherfucker, big time,
Yeah, I swear, like we're
big time.
like toddlers drinking from the fire hose. Like and
Yes.
everybody says the same thing. I
But
deleted my
can't
everybody
stop.
Instagram
says the
today.
same thing. That's why I was like, I'm gonna say something that's really obvious. But I think
Yeah.
it's just as simple as the eye, maybe just your eye strain and
Yeah.
looking at something for so long. The triggering these things. It's all of it. It's so
Oh, the blue light. Yeah, that's
fucking
it's a thing.
bad
Fucks with your
for you.
serotonin. Yeah.
I'm in a situation now. I'm recently separated, and I've been living, in a different place and everything. And now, like, I find myself every night, like, I get home, I don't know what to do, and I'm just on that. I'm just on that grinder. That was good. That was good. I was like, Phew! And I'm just on the fucking phone, man. I'm on the phone, and I'm on the phone so much, and
Yeah.
it's not good, man. It's not good.
It's
Yeah,
not
I
good, man.
I deleted my Instagram this morning, so I'll hop on. I'll do some posts.
I just started following you yesterday.
Yeah, so I'll be back on. Like when there's banned shit, because it's easy for me to just delete it from my phone, reinstall it, post some dirty head shit, and then delete it, right? But I left it on for the last like week, and I was just like, "Ugh," and I woke up this morning and I got on it, and I was like, what am I doing? Fucking
So brutal.
immediately deleted it. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? And every time I get rid of my social media because I go through these stupid cycles, I see my friends so much more because I get bored. And being bored is good for human beings.
They say that.
Being bored and
That's
not
such a
doing
great thing. Yeah, say
being
that
bored,
again, man.
being bored and not doing things is bad. But being bored and being like, I'm gonna actually call my buddy right now, see where he's at. Oh no, I'm at the shop, I'm working, but you can come by. And then you come by, see you relate. Like we have to have that. Like we're gonna I got a VR set for my fucking kids and myself, and bro, I was like, this shit's wild. I watched porn on it and I was like, what? This is nuts.
It's
it was
all
like
over.
if I was like, nobody's ever gonna see me again. You give me one of them fucking suits, like what? I was like, dude, this is gonna become bad. Then I looked it up. It's a real thing. It's called teledildonics. That's the word, right?
What?
You're gonna put a fucking fleshlight on your cock, and there's gonna be a cam girl, and she's gonna have the receiver, and she's gonna put pressure on it, and then you're gonna feel the pressure from her shit.
Want to.
And I'm
I
like,
don't want to.
bro, I know. I felt weird. I was like,
know, but
oh,
it's
man.
coming.
I
It's
don't
coming.
want to.
So this is my idea. Is you
Okay,
guys can
let's hear it.
invest.
I'm
I'll
outta here.
I'll start a Kickstarter or whatever the GoFundMe. We can all get in on it. Everybody's gonna sign papers. We're gonna help so many people with this. I have this idea, right? Okay. So we're gonna get a giant warehouse, and we're gonna put all these teledildonic dildos all over this warehouse, right? And then we're gonna get pre-recorded cam girls, and the pre-recorded cam girls will be there, but we're gonna lie to the guys that they're pre-recorded. So that's where it's sketchy. So these guys are gonna get on, and they're gonna sign in with Sally, and Sally's gonna, only blowjobs, and Sally's gonna suck his dick or whatever. But what we're really gonna do is we're gonna get that warehouse. We're gonna cover all those dildos in peanut butter, and then we're just gonna let stray dogs come in and lick all the fucking cocktail of dildos.
I'm not coming. I don't want it. I'm out. I'm out.
You're
I
not
don't-
investing?
No.
You're investing,
no,
Rob?
No.
Oh my good God.
Listen. Listen. We're helping animals. We're saving stray dogs. We're feeding stray dogs.
As long as you
We're
do
helping
it Costa
we're helping
Rica,
lonely
because they got a lot
guys.
of stray dogs in Costa
They
Rica.
got it. We could do it in Tijuana. We could do it in Costa Rica.
Yeah, but
Help
we
all
could
those
serve
dogs.
in Costa Rica. I don't want to serve in Tijuana.
That's true. There's lonely guys out there. There's hungry dogs. We're solving two problems.
Sure.
Lonely guys hungry, and we'll call it lonely guys.
Lonely
no, we can't
guys,
call it
hungry
lonely
dogs.
dog. They'll know. Okay.
I think that should be it. LonelyDogs.com.
We're gonna make millions, boys.
Oh,
This is-
We're
man.
gonna make millions.
This shit took a complete U-turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get the dildos.
And then we got
we'll
this
get the fake
warehouse,
dildos.
and then the dogs are licking peanut butter off everybody's dicks.
Yeah.
I don't even know what just happened. Oh my good God.
It's like we got like Ready Player One dildos, Ready Player One buttholes. We got peanut butter and everything. Let the
I don't
dogs go
want-
crazy.
I'm out. I'm out.
All right. Well, the smart people will be emailing me very soon.
Hey, that's what people said to Mark Zuckerberg when he told them he wanted to do
Yeah.
Facebook.
You're
They were
right.
like, "Oh, that's crazy. I'm out.
Can't
Now
work.
look,
I'm revolutionizing this shit, dude.
Next thing you know, yeah.
So, Jared, when what's up with the band? What's up next, man? What do you guys?
We
got?
are recording the album right now. It is fucking crushing. I'm so stoked. We're progressing the sound where we are as humans, as songwriters, as adults that have been doing it this long. Last album was one of, if not our most successful album. I think number wise it was after 20 years. Like I feel like we're
It's cool.
you know, the little engine that could, man. I don't want to do this. I love how we're building, and I think we're just as better as we've ever been. Our last album showed it. I know how to do it. I know how to produce. I know how to build a team. I know how to get the sounds I want. I know how to realize my vision. And before I was leaning on people for that. Now I know how to do it. I know what people I need to get it. I know what sounds I need to get. I know, it's just, I feel really confident. And after all the healing I've done and all the bullshit, like, it was funny because I was like, man, I'm fucked up. To my manager, I was like, I'm so fucked up. Like, I don't know if I want to live, if I can do this, Like, he's like, well, you're going to have a lot of material for the next album. And I was like, just that little thing made me realize the whole suffering thing, where I was like, fuck, you're right. You're fucking right. What if it's this? What if I'm going through all of this fucking bullshit? What if this is why I'm alive? I'm going through all this bullshit and the universe knows I can handle it, and the universe knows I'm going to come out of it. And then the universe knows I'm going to write these fucking songs. This makes me want to cry. This universe knows I'm going to write these fucking songs about what I've been through. And then maybe 10 people hear it, maybe 100 people hear it, maybe 1,000 people hear it that need to hear it, that we're going to do some dumb shit, that we're going to relapse, that we're going to kill themselves, that we're going to fucking whatever. Maybe they weren't going to do dumb shit. Maybe they just need to hear it to feel better, to feel happier, to snap out of whatever they were in. If I can do that from my suffering, and that's my dharma and the point of me being alive, and I have to go to those fucking spots, I'm not going to say bring it on, because the universe will then now do that. So I'm just saying I was happy to do it. I'm good. I don't want to anymore. But then that's cool, and so this album, there's a fucking ton of personal shit. There's a lot of fun stuff. But I have a lot of material still. Andre 3000 came out with a flute album.
Yeah,
I love
crazy.
it.
So cool.
So
I
crazy.
love it too,
It's like-
man. It's so
it's great.
weird.
The
It's
track
fucking
name,
cool.
the track names on that
Yeah.
shit is so cool.
I'm like, he's my favorite rapper, so I want to be like, dude, what like one of my favorite rappers. I'm like, what are you fucking doing? But if that's what he wants to do right now, that's fine. It sounds like really fun, like video game loading screen shit. So I'm like, it was the greatest album ever. He's like, yo, I'm gonna write a flute album. Cool.
No, but like he
That's fucking
deserves
great.
it. He deserves it.
Right.
He
Yeah,
got
he
to
can
that
do whatever he
place.
wants.
He got to the place to do that.
I also think it's cool that he's like, yo, I was dope and I don't feel it anymore. That's fine. But Lil Wayne was like, I have shit to talk about. I'm in this for so long. I have shit to talk about. That's fucked up. I don't think it's fucked up that he doesn't want to do it. But if you still have shit to talk about, that's cool. I still have shit to talk about. I should still love writing. I feel like I'm the best at writing songs and getting my visions out and getting my, my and progressing the sound. We are in this kind of reggae rock scene, but I don't think we're, I know we're not a reggae rock band, but we dip in and out of it, right? And just the Dirty Head sound in general, there's no other band on the planet that sounds like us. I can confidently say that. And if they do, it's because they're copying us, and that's fine. But I also want to progress that sound, and I want to progress music in general. I want other musicians to hear our shit, or rappers or producers hear our shit and be like, what the fuck was that? What did he do? Like, and I'm not going to say where my influences are coming, but they're coming from different spots, and I'm taking things from other places like we've always done, and not creating a brand new sound of the Dirty Heads, but a progression of the Dirty Heads. And that is what's making me really excited. And sometimes I got to fight for that. And sometimes people get scared, and that's okay. And it's not going to be this crazy fucking album that everybody's like, what, you did a metal album? No, I'm just taking what we did, and I think I'm progressing it and making it better and making it more interesting.
You have
and
to
that's
do
why
that, 'cause
I'm
that's-
excited. Yeah.
You have to do it because that's for you. And if
Yeah,
it's not, if you're not doing it for you, it's not going to be good.
Right. I have to like the songs. We have to love the songs. And I think we are the band that our fans need that also. Like Jack Johnson, love him. He's one of the fucking sweetest people I've ever talked to. He's like I'm just like, I have so much respect for that guy. And there's other bands in the scene like Stick Figure I really love. There's other bands where I don't want them to go out and do wild shit. I don't want them to explore. Like the Beatles went out and explored and it worked, right? There's rappers that are going out and they're exploring music and it's working. There's other bands where I'm like, man, I just love what you're doing. Just
What
give me
you
more
do
of
is
it.
what you do.
Yeah,
and keep doing
fucking
it.
give me more of it. There's nothing wrong with
It's
that.
like, I
Yeah.
love AC/DC.
Exactly.
Keep me doing
And just do it. Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
not gonna
do
get mad at it.
anything else. Yeah, dude.
And
Yeah.
it's fucking great. And not saying that those
great.
bands can't. There was no disrespect to any of those bands I just said. And I think they are progressing and getting better, and their songs are getting better. But like, there's just a sonic and a lane that they have, and I like when people stay in their lane. And we have a lane, but that lane is to be weird and bring other shit in.
But I think everybody
still
making
sounds like-
everybody making music, and I'm sure, I mean, I've been making music my whole life. I don't have fans the way you have fans, but I would venture to say that it's probably pretty true that everybody gets to a place to where they want to keep exploring more things. But then I would imagine that there's pressure because you guys are making a living from this thing that people like. And now you've done that a couple of times and people really like it. Now you're making a living, and it's like, oh, wow. I'm sure AC/DC wanted to make Dark Side of the Moon, you know what I mean? Like, but they didn't try, you know what I mean? Or whatever. Like, but as an artist, you continuously want to explore new terrain, find new inspiration, and, tread new ground and see, where you can take things. I think it's just, that's what being an artist is.
Yeah. And I think there are artists that we want to keep exploring, like Frank Ocean, right? Like you want, like anything that motherfucker puts out, like, cool, weird. You're gonna do that. You're gonna do that. You're gonna do that.
Is he ever gonna put anything else
Great.
out again, or what?
He just dropped a snippet the other day, or like yesterday or the day before. But there's bands where you're like, I love that you're exploring, right?
Yeah, but
and like I was saying,
we
there's
love
bands-
that. Like but they probably might not. You know what I'm saying? Like us as fans are like, I don't want you to change, but they're like, dude, I want to do I want to make, AC/DC wants to sound like Frank Ocean. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
and my point is getting like, you can do that. Go do some solo shit, and it might not work, but get it out of your system because it is good for you. Get it out of your system, and then there are artists out there that will disagree with us and say, "Fuck that, fuck the fans." Not fuck the fans, but you're doing this for you. Stay true to yourself. Do what you feel is right. Okay, that's cool. I'm not disagreeing with you. I got no stance on this.
but if you got to
But
pay
when you-
mortgages,
Yeah, it is a business, but what's more important to me is when you have a fan base like our fan base, and when there is a culture that has grown out of your music. There is a lifestyle that has grown out of your music. To throw that away, and be like, I'm just doing it for the art, and we're doing whatever we want.
It's interesting.
Well, man, your fans are the reason where you're at.
Kind of
And
disrespectful.
you should respect them, not necessarily saying, God, I'm fucking miserable and I'm writing the same album over and over again. Okay, I get that. Like, don't do that, Luckily, what seems like happening is the shit that we like writing and the shit that we like doing to progress our sound, our fans are also like, fuck yes.
That's great.
Like, they've been waiting just like we've been waiting. Like, we finally found it. Now we're just digging deeper into the fucking mine,
That's
so,
great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think,
And
I
when do you
think there's
think
artists
that
that
album will drop, or will you drop a single first?
I cannot disclose that information right now. Yeah. But I'll disclose that we have about 7 songs done. We are in talks with the label about, getting something out sooner than later. And when it drops, I can't talk about.
Awesome. I don't care. I'm stoked. I cannot wait, man.
Yeah.
Love everything you guys put out. Well, dude, this was awesome, man. Thank you so much for taking the time and coming
Always.
on. So
Yeah,
fun,
fuck yeah,
man.
dude. Miss you, buddy.
I know. I miss you too, man. I miss you
Come
too. I
back.
miss the surf.
Get your
No,
fucking-
man.
Yeah.
Maybe soon. Come visit for sure.
Dude,
for
we
sure.
scored on that Mentoize trip too. I got like
Oh.
waves. I surfed last weekend. It was the first time I surfed since June because the waves were so good. And the Mentoize, we scored so heavy that I got home and was like, I don't want to surf Huntington with 30 guys. This is stupid.
In a wetsuit and,
Yeah,
and all that.
just
Yeah.
like, no.
I'm
But yeah,
gearing
get
up.
back
I'm
here.
gearing up. I'm gearing up for Asia. I'm gonna go to Asia for a while, and I'm gonna be in Indonesia and all that. So we need to stay in touch. I'm gonna be in Japan and Thailand. And
When are you going to be in Japan? Because we're going in September.
I don't.
I'll
think
text
be
you.
there.
I'll text
Yeah,
you.
I might be there very close to then, because I think this summer I'll be in the UK, and then from there I'm gonna go right to Japan. So maybe it will coincide.
We
Are you
can go
playing?
whenever. No, me and Kate are going. We can go whenever.
Dude,
I was
let's
just
go in
I
late
wanted
September.
Yeah, I wanted to go in the off season because
Okay.
Japan's just blown out right now because
I know,
everybody's
I
going.
heard that.
So,
I heard
but
that.
in
Let's
September
figure
it's
it
hot.
out. I'd love to see you guys,
All right.
man. That'd be so awesome.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be here for a month, so that'll be good.
Yep.
All right,
Sick.
homie. Good
Jesse,
talking, man.
great to meet
Jesse,
you, man.
Rob, you got my email. You want to fucking invest into lonelydogs.com? You know what I'm saying? While we're sitting on our yacht, maybe we'll invite these guys to come hang. Lonely guys, hungry dogs, son.
Take it
See you,
easy, bro.
boys. Peace.